Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ask the Accountant Pitstop Podcast for Engager Labs 2025. And we're here with our next guest. Remember, if you're liking these guests, and we've picked some amazing guests for you so far, if you're liking these, then don't forget to like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff to make sure that you're the first person to know who we've got on the Pitstop Podcast. So let's start off with, who are you? Why are you here? What do you want to talk about? Go for it.
Love it. I'm Karen Reyburn. I'm the owner and founder of PF, and we're a creative agency who work exclusively with accountants. So our mission is to help accountants to understand and actually enjoy marketing.
Love it, love it.
So that they get to work with clients they love.
Amazing,
so
amazing.
We're here to talk with accountants and help inspire them in small ways so that those little inspirations can motivate them to do the kind of marketing that shows off who they truly are, not just generic marketing that makes them feel they've ticked the marketing box.
100%. Because I feel like at the moment in time, we as an industry, we are getting to a point where we don't have to keep to our local community in terms of clients, right? Back in the day, it was, oh, well, I've got so many people in my community, maybe it's your city, maybe it's your county, whatever it's going to be. And that's who I market to because, that's how it's going to be. But thanks to technology and everything else, the world literally is our oyster, right? Yeah. So the UK is open to us. And I feel like that's definitely been lost, hasn't it, in that personable. People they're marketing just for the sake of marketing, it feels like. Is that not true?
I think a lot of accountants feel like they have to do that, but there's a sneaking suspicion they've got that maybe marketing isn't like that, which I'm really pleased. Like so many accountants I talk to who will even say to me a little like embarrassed, like, I feel like I hate marketing.
Yeah.
And when we dig into it, the thing that they hate is social media posts because they don't enjoy social media themselves, or recording videos feels awkward or embarrassing. And it turns out that most of marketing that you're avoiding as an accountant is simply something you don't understand. Yes. You don't know how it's going to work and how it's going to help. And you don't want to be the kind of person that's like, here are a very boring list of values that we got from ChatGPT. No offense to ChatGPT, but if it sounds like ChatGPT, then it doesn't sound like you.
It's not personal, right?
And so then making that connection means that you can figure out who it is that is your best client. And I love to ask accountants, who's your favorite client? And the first person that came to your mind when I asked that question is probably somebody who fairly well represents the type of clients you want to work with.
Yeah.
And then we start digging into why are they your favorite? What kind of qualities they have? Maybe it's the industry. Maybe. But you don't have to niche on industry. You can focus on the kind of people who have these qualities. They're ambitious. They're fiery. They're direct.
Yeah.
They're patient and careful. Those qualities. So when you look at that, then hopefully marketing can again begins to be something that's not so scary because it brings you more people like that.
And I love how you're talking about proper traits there, not just, oh, they're a chemist or the industry or, do you know what I mean? Or male or female or whatever. You're looking at actual traits, right? Like the traits that you want to work with, you've enjoyed working with. Yeah. And if you can get that marketing to talk to them, everyone's a winner, right?
Yeah, because it's the thing that we do where like, I just love this client. If I could clone them. If I could have a whole bunch of clients who have their attitude and their approach, doesn't matter the type of business maybe, then I would enjoy working with them. And I'm not going to be resentful when I get the emails or the messages and go, oh my gosh, because you're able to go, oh, I love helping them because they value my advice and they want to have this conversation, but it's collaborative.
Yes.
And the same thing for the accountant is for the marketer. When we work with accountants, we're like, the marketing relationship is collaborative. But if you don't like writing blog posts, fine, record us a video. And then we'll help you figure out your brand voice and your whole brand and your messaging. And if you want to, you can put all those as prompts into AI and get a blog post that does actually sound like you.
Yeah.
And then other people go, no, I love writing. I would rather write. It's fine. Do what you're comfortable with to get it out there.
And it's not also what you come from, it's what you consume yourself, right?
Yes.
Like, why try and jump on a platform you've never, ever consumed to try and win work when if you're already scrolling through whatever it is that gives you joy, whatever brings you, to go through whatever social media platform or blog posting platform, whatever it's going to be, if you're already consuming it, you already know what works and what doesn't work, right?
Do or things like
Yeah,
that.
make it so you would be the one scrolling through your own content.
That's exactly it. If you're crafting a LinkedIn post out of obligation, or, okay, I think this is how LinkedIn posts go, I have to put an emoji here, I have to have 3 lines, then if you wouldn't read it and you wouldn't be inspired by it, then that's not going to do you much good because your audience is very switched on. Like, people already are thinking, I'm pretty sure I know when something's AI or not. Now, that will probably change very quickly to where we think it is, but it's not, and vice versa, as AI gets better.
Yeah.
But the point is, everybody is thinking, is it AI? Is it real? So this concept of authenticity, which I always use that word carefully because I think it gets thrown around until it doesn't mean what it's supposed to mean. But this concept of being who you truly are, your audience is sitting there with their fears and worries that you're not who you say you are. That the stuff on your website sounds good, but you're not actually like that. So you want your marketing to match you so that there is no jarring note to them between what they see on your website, what they read on your LinkedIn post, and when they meet you at an event.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so speaking of the event, so great segue into my next question. Engager Labs.
Yes.
What do you think of it? Why did you guys choose this? Is this one of your first ones, or talk me through
No, we exhibit all the time. So I was talking to Johann at another event, and he said he was running it. I love a first event.
Yeah.
I love a first event because the energy is high, the opportunity is high. Some people are going, I'll wait and see. And then the early adopters and the people who are like, hey, let's experiment, let's try something, are going to be the people who come. And I got excited, not just about it being a first event, but Johann's energy was strong.
Yeah.
And I liked that it was in Liverpool, actually.
It's completely different, right?
Because
and it
there's
makes
so
a
many
difference,
events
doesn't
in
it?
London and whatever. And we just thought, at PF, we love to come to events where we get to actually have a conversation with people in a way that feels safe and comfortable to them. Because in shocking news, accountants don't always want to contact a marketing agency because they also have had bad experiences. So many clients come to us and say, well, I worked with this marketing company and they gave me a 45-page report and I thought it was going to be great. And now I feel discouraged. And now you're telling me we have to do strategy and I don't want to do any strategy. I just want to get stuff done. And we're like, we absolutely support getting stuff done, but you're going to have to do some strategy.
There's a process to get to that point.
And there's 3 things that you have to do in marketing. You have to do strategy, you have to do the implementation, and you have to do the tracking. So I always say, if you want to do your own tracking and you want to do most of the implementation, fine, we can help you on the strategy side. Or we can do all of the things. But the point is, you've got to look at those. So I was really excited to come and have those kind of conversations. Plus, I love a speaking slot. I do admit that I walked into the room and some strong words came out, but in a very positive way, because I love a challenge. And you said it was like a TED Talk, so it's going to be like a TED Talk. But I love that too, because I love the challenge of taking all this expertise that I've got about marketing, over 20 years of working with accountants and their marketing and changing it up and constantly thinking, what do accountants need now? It's not the same as what they needed a year ago. And packing that into 20 minutes. So all of that was why we came. And so far, we're halfway through the day, and all of those things are coming together. It's good.
So you're probably going to answer the next question as well. What are you most looking forward to? Is it your talk? Are you excited to get on that stage?
I would most looking forward to the impact that I can have, whether through my talk or whether through a 3-minute conversation at the stand. And already when I chat to somebody and I ask them a question or mention something and they go, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's a good question. That's my favorite part because impact is one of our values. I'm a big fan of telling accountants, you got to have your actual values, not just nice words that you throw out there. And impact is one of ours because there's no point in doing marketing if it's not having the impact and the results that you want. And so I like to see those little impacts. And I do find that a speaking slot helps with that because it solidifies it, but everybody takes something different. So I'm most looking forward to people coming up to me after and saying, I picked up this, and then somebody else will pick up something totally different, and they will each have an impact that is not the same. And I love that.
I love that. That's brilliant. It's brilliant. And it's so rewarding, right? If you can do it that way.
I
so
love
rewarding.
helping people. And I especially love helping accountants because I'm more qualified to help accountants than anyone else, any other kind of industry, because I know them the best.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so these sort of events, there's so much going on, right? There's so many different vendors. The talks have been amazing.
Yeah.
People are really excited about like what's going on and everything else. How do you take action from an event like this? And especially for someone, a lot of people who listen to our pods who never been to an event before, they're a bit scared of it, they're a bit overwhelmed by it. So what's your top tips? Like, how do you take action for an event like this?
That is a really good question, because that is a tough thing. And I would say that's the toughest thing. And I would say all the sponsors and people who run the events are very aware of it. And we're encouraging you to think, what's your actionable thing? I would say no matter how hard you try to write down your list of things, there is going to be one sort of overarching theme that keeps popping up during the day.
Yeah.
So my suggestion would be listen to what that theme is. If it's before the event, be alert to it. But after the event, just sort of think back. Maybe if you have notes, look at them and say, is there like a category or an area or a topic or an issue that keeps coming up that I was intrigued by this sponsor and this conversation and that talk, and all of them have this pattern? That might be my one area, because otherwise you're just going to have a list of a bunch of to-dos. And you're going to want to do them. I am absolutely a goal-orientated person. I took one of those quizzes, which I don't even really like because I don't like being put into boxes, but it said you are like over 90% a goal-orientated person, which means you would rather tick off 7 little things than make a little progress on one big thing. That is 100%.
Yep.
So that's one of my challenges, and I would guess it's a challenge for a lot of accountants who are busy people with all stuff going on, and with meaning well to look at your marketing. Suddenly one of your team members is sick, or suddenly one of your biggest clients is leaving, or a huge client is coming on and you don't tick them. And so with the good intentions of doing marketing, you end up getting sucked back into just daily business life. So taking that moment at the end of the day or on the train or the next morning to be like, where are the little patterns, and what is this one issue or area? And then connecting those actions, that's going to give you a lot more impact, I believe.
I love that. You alluded to it already that you love this industry because you can put impact, right? You understand this industry and everything about it, but why? What is it about this industry? What do you love about this industry? What makes you get out of bed for it?
How long is this podcast? Genuinely, I love that accountants have this phenomenal ability to impact not only businesses, but of course the people in the businesses.
Yeah.
So the business owner, yes, but the business owner's team members and clients. It's a phenomenal responsibility and opportunity, and the accountants know it. They're like, I am good at this thing that so many people hate or don't understand or are frustrated by. And I can explain it to them in a way that they can understand it and be relieved. Like accounting, like marketing, is not meant to be this burden that sits on your shoulders. It's meant to be something that ticks away so you can do what you love. And the accountants that I work with, and we work with the ones who are collaborative and know that they're creative people or suspect that they are, and they're open and they're curious and they have opinions, but they're also willing to have those opinions shifted by understanding and experience. And the impact that they can have on human lives is phenomenal. Like, I've talked to accountants who have helped people save a farm. Like, literally, they were going to lose the family farm, and they didn't because the accountant helped them.
That's it.
My accountants have helped me save my business multiple times when I was going to go a direction, and they just asked a couple questions that helped me figure out what I want.
Yeah.
They don't tell me what to do. They direct me to what I know I need to do, or I suspect I need to do. So that ability of accountants to impact lives, and I mean to impact mental health, to impact family lives,
100%.
to impact people's ability to move and live where they want. I live on my favorite island in the whole world because of what my accountants have helped me with. Yes, I did it myself with my business and my team and my clients, But if I didn't have that support from my accountants and my mortgage advisor and those good, helpful people, I would not be living in the place that I love. That is a real thing that affects my life every single day.
Imagine. Yeah.
And that's the same for all the clients of the accountants. So I think, like, summing up what I love of accountants is that they are so good at that. And there's also an aspect where they're so humble, genuinely. They're like, well, it's not that big of a deal. And I'm like, it is. It's a phenomenal deal. Because
100%.
everyone I tell that I do marketing for accountants, and they're like, why? Do accountants actually need marketing? And I'm like, here we go. Let me get on my little soapbox. Because I'm like, accountants change lives.
Yeah.
And when you have that ability to impact people that way, you need to get your firm in front of the people that you want to work with, the ones that you love, the ones that you look down at your phone and go, oh, good, as opposed to, uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's what marketing needs to do for you, and that's why I love working with them.
Because the perception is, right, as accountants, we just do VAT returns and we do tax returns, and that's all we do. We just sit there on our computer just doing this. And spoiler alert, as accountants, that's not what we enjoy. What we enjoy is, as you've already said, helping them. So to have marketing that gets that, to understand that, it's not just compliance this and compliance that. It is about how we can impact. I think that's really important, right?
Because people don't want to come to your website and go, can I read 47 pages of all the services you do, management, accounts, payroll, bookkeeping?
Exactly.
They don't care. I tell my clients the best page that you can have about your services is a how we work page that says this is the approach we take. We do this and then this and then this. Here's some information about this, the way we approach pricing. Here's our team. These are the people you're working with. Here's some of the questions you're already asking. You give your potential clients that, and they look at it and go, oh, well, that sounds like a really good approach. I can understand that.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
their fear is they're like, you're going to talk accounting to me. I'm not going to understand it. I'm going to feel stupid, and I'm going to pay you all this money, and I don't know what for.
For no value.
If you can minimize that, even in the smallest way, you take that first step to building that relationship with them.
I love it. So that's what you love about the industry. What don't you love about the industry? What would you change?
Spoiler alert, this is why I wrote my second book. I would want accountants to embrace and be excited about the fact that they are creative people.
I like that.
And
I like that.
You know, with the little asterisk, not creative with the numbers. We're not being, going that route.
Well, some of them are, but that's different story, right?
The creativity, every human is creative.
Yeah.
And your creativity may flow out in different ways. So if you're telling yourself, well, I'm not creative, so therefore I'm not a marketer, so therefore I need to hand it off to someone else, your whole approach to marketing is to get it away from you. Whereas if you say, I am a creative person, I have ideas, I have ways to make things better, curiosity and opportunity, like just connecting them and saying, how can we help our clients better? How can we make our onboarding swifter and easier for our clients in this industry? Construction businesses, luxury perfume businesses, whatever it is the type of business, then saying, well, what do they want? Do they want to be able to scan something with a code, do 2 quick steps, and then have a live call? Great, let's do that. Is a live call too difficult? Let's give them videos. Whatever it is that they want. And when you understand and believe that you're a creative person, instead of like planting doubt in your mind constantly, go, oh no, I'm no good at that. Oh, I'm no design. You don't have to be a designer. We can give you a Canva template of things in your brand that is good and solid and makes you look good, but you can drop a quote in that you read that week and you loved, and that way you're staying on brand, but you're bringing some of yourself.
Exactly, some
personals.
That's
what your clients want. They want to connect with you and your team as humans. So I would want accountants to understand that they are, and believe that they are creative human beings, and that will make their marketing better, their business better, and even their life better.
Yeah, 100%. And it will showcase what accountancy is all about, right? It isn't just about putting the numbers in, and it will help us actually get more people in the industry, right?
Yeah.
And that'll solve that one. So let's shift over to our tech stack now.
Okay.
So if you had a time machine and you go back 12 months, what piece of gadget now or software now or vendor now or something that you're using now that you wish you could go back, give that 12 months ago, use that time machine to go back and say, look, start using this. This has been a game changer. Start using it now because you know it'll only give you more and more benefit.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I'm going to do a little combo on this.
Go for it.
Because I believe when it comes to tech, it is not tech that saves the day, solves the problem, does the thing.
Got me interested.
It is the way you approach tech
Yeah.
and what you do with it. So if people are like, oh, I think AI is making us lazy. No, there are lazy people who are going to figure out ways to do lazy things, no matter what tech we have. But if we look at all of these things as an opportunity, then the most important thing you can do is get the foundational things that allow you to put in the best prompts.
Okay.
One of my current favorite AIs for content is Claude. You've got ChatGPT, you've got Claude, you've got a bunch of those. I say current because in a week's time I could have a different one,
100%.
But I like Claude. I think there's something about the brand that makes it feel like I'm talking to me and Claude, or I thank Claude. I say, good morning, Claude, how are you? But if you have, when you have the solid foundations to give to Claude or whatever, ChatGPT, any of those, and say, I need some LinkedIn posts. And if you just say, I need a LinkedIn post about an accountant going to Engage Your Labs, you're going to get a very boring, very bland, blah, blah, blah kind of post that sounds like everybody. But if you upload your brand voice, and there are two kinds of brand voices you can have. There's one for your company, and then there's one for you, the person, the human being on LinkedIn, for example.
Yeah.
And if you invest the time to strategically say, our firm's brand voice is this. We are motivating, we are positive, we are inspiring, whatever those things are that you want people to feel. Your brand voice is how you talk so that people feel a certain way. But then if you create one for yourself, it might be a little different. The me on LinkedIn as the owner of PF is a little bit different than the PF blog post that you would read, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be. So I would, if I could go back 12 months, I would tell people to invest in the things that make the prompts better.
I like it.
So the brand voice, this is our mission and values, and I'm talking real ones, not our values, our customer service and technology. Those aren't values. Those are just things.
Yeah.
Those are just things of business. What is it that makes you unique? And when you have those, it makes all the AI that you use, not just ChatGPT and Claude and all those, makes all the AI that you use better.
I like that a lot. And you've kind of stolen my segue to the next question. So the next question is, well, we've looked back 12 months. Let's look forward 12 months. And let's go, well, AI, it's probably not a fad at this point. I think we've all realized.
I think it's the new internet.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing, right? There's definitely something there. What do you think it's going to be in 12 months? Is it something we should be fearful? I mean, as accountants and bookkeepers, doesn't matter. You've got Marmite there, right? So if you're going to take our job, it's a great opportunity, right? Very rarely people in the middle. It's one or two. How's it from your side, from the marketing side? Is it a tool that you need to embrace? It sounds like you already are. Or is it something you've got to be a little bit fearful that could take away work? What's your feelings for it? Go for it.
That's a really good question because honestly, I have no idea where we're going to be in 12 months. I'm looking like 1 month, maybe 3 months ahead. When I'm talking to my clients, I'd say a couple of years ago, we used to ask them what their 1-year goal, their 3-year goals, their 5-year goals, and beyond. Now we're like, what's your 6-month goal and what's your 12-month goal? Every once in a while, they might have one that's 2 years out. Because we've all realized that speed is the key.
Yeah.
So I would say the two things to be the most aware of in the next 12 months are speed and humanity. And again, like authenticity, it's a tough word because we're like, what does it actually mean? But the more you can lean into your humanity with speed, and we've felt this at PF, we've changed a lot of the approach that we take because 5 years ago, 5 years ago, we were writing blogs for people, creating presentations, building websites. Now we're still doing all of those things, but we're doing more of we've built the base, the foundation, we've got it set up. Now you take it from there. We've got 5 great pages on your website. Now you clone them and adjust them. And we will support you. If you send us the page that you created, we're like, actually, I don't think you've hit it there. You need a session with our strategist and content strategist to figure out how to get that messaging right. Fine, we'll do that. We'll give that support. But the support that we're giving is so heavy on the strategy side so that the implementation right now I'd say is about 50-50. So we are doing maybe like the firms we're working with on a monthly basis, we're doing, say, 50% of the implementation, and they and their teams are doing the other 50%.
Yeah.
I say in 12 months, it might even be 30-70. It might even be 20-80, and depending on the firm, which I support. I have always said, your goal as an accountant is to have an internal marketing team. I want that for you. This isn't like you need to work with PF and, oh no, you've hired somebody. Anytime someone tells me they want to hire a marketing person, my first response is great. My second one is, how can we help you with the strategy of that so this role is not a fail?
Yeah.
Because there are so many accountants
100%.
that are like, okay, so instead of paying all these different outsourcers, I'm just going to put all the money into one unicorn, and they will be a social media expert, a website developer, a designer, an SEO person. Nobody's that.
No.
Nobody is that.
No.
And again, that's why PF exists, because if you need help in any of those areas, we have experts either on our team or connected to it. But the point is, what is the strategic view? Why are you doing it? In what order are you doing it? Where are your gaps? What is the gap that is between what they need and what you offer that will make the difference? Let's figure out that gap and fill it, and then your marketing will be better.
Definitely. And I know from first hand we made that mistake, right? We thought that Lizzie could do absolute everything. Her strengths is this, she's amazing at this.
Yeah.
How do we support her for the stuff that maybe, and we've got to learn that, right? And that's the whole point.
Well, and also the owner is sometimes tempted to step back. I've hired this person, they will
So
do
it's all done now,
everything.
right?
Yeah. And the poor person is going, okay, well, what are my KPIs? How do I know success? Why? I need information from you. I need you to tell me about this client that you love and what it is that you love about them. I need you to just send a little Google review link to the client who just told you everything was so amazing. I need your contribution. And if you want to hire somebody so that you can step back, that is the wrong motivation to hire a marketing person. The right motivation is to use your marketing time in the best possible way for you. So if you love video, and I was talking to an accountant here at the event who goes around to somebody who's helping them with video once a month and rattles through about 10 different reels, and they have strategized the topics and the script and where the reels are going to go and how long they are. And we do that for our clients as well. They upload 8 videos, and then we pull out 30-second teasers and write social posts and emails based on that. That's the sort of collaboration that you can do.
Exactly.
So if you want your marketing to be better and you're considering hiring a marketing person, great consideration. Talk to us, talk to somebody who knows about how you can make that be a success for them and for you. Because otherwise, in about 6 months, maybe 12, this person will be overwhelmed, swamped, frustrated, annoyed, and you'll be like, they're not getting us any results.
What value do we get from this? Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, we have the wrong person without the right skills, and then you'll do it again and again and again. So don't do that.
This has been brilliant, but this is only a Pitstop podcast, so this is the end of our Pitstop. But I do feel like we need to figure out a cool friends episode, a cool location episode, something like that. Let's deep dive. Let's go into this in more detail. Let's do it from there. So before we go, though, this is your opportunity. Use that camera, that camera, that camera. I'd recommend that camera over there. And plug away. I hear you've got a book.
I do. I have 2 books. All right, so book 1, The Accountant Marketer. This is for the accountant who is just getting started, or you want to remind yourself about marketing and what you do and in what order. So there's 12 elements that you need to consider, and we do a coaching group with this. So start with the book. There's an ebook and an audio book as well. So pick whatever format is yours. And if you want to join the coaching group to help you apply this, that's what you can do. Second one is book number 2. And that's the one that's on your creativity, your mindset, your approach to it. That is available for pre-order. So you can get that from our website. You can get it from my LinkedIn. You can get it by talking to us. And I would love for you to gather that in, message me on LinkedIn and tell me what you thought of it. I love voice notes, I love DMs, I love helping accountants. So I would love to hear from you, even if it's just a question that you have on how you can implement that.
Amazing work. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for giving it your time. Thank you for coming on to the Pitstop Podcast. Don't forget, if you want more content like this, you're already in the right place. And make sure you like, subscribe, all of that sort of stuff, because we've got so much content coming away from Engage Your Labs 2025. Amazing guests like this one. More guests to come. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for today.
My pleasure.
Thank you.